All right, folks, welcome back. We are currently having just gotten a hold of Neeb. He's rocking a barcode today. But yeah, that's some kind of extra hype. If you guys don't know, Neeb is back in Korea, full swing. So we'll see how he does as he I think he's aiming for the IEM qualifiers and the GSL qualifiers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I hope so. I didn't ask him. I don't know, but I figure, especially with a guy like Neeb, like maybe some other guy comes over and I'm like, he's gonna be partying and he's gonna want to just like chillax and only
Neeb's
like
where's my Kespa cup? Fill that shit with some Malibu and let's have a good time.
Yeah, I tried hard yet last year. I'm not gonna try hard now. Like this guy actually just I think just plays nonstop. So I'd assume he tried any qualifier possible.
Yeah, I would hope to see him do well. There's all these jokes that have been made, and some people are actually saying he's not looking to be the hottest right now. And yeah, players totally have these down periods for sure. But I would hope to see Neeb do well. It'd be really cool too, because you've got Major, by the way, shout out, recently joined Team LFT. Scarlet and Neeb really like the not only one of each race for representation, but three fantastic foreigners that are going to be trying to make a name for themselves in Korea. And when we, I guess, thought about trying to do this house idea and work with them to do it, this is kind of my dream of where we wanted to go with it. Like these players don't belong to us. We have no real ties or affiliation to them other than the fact that they're staying in our house. But I feel this almost sense of accomplishment knowing that like by putting this house out there, we gave them the option to possibly even do this in the first place. I mean, they had an apartment on their own. It's not to say that they couldn't have done this without us, but it's nice knowing that not just them, but we've had folks like Drogo and Sort of and many others, and we got plans for more. It's cool. I mean, like this wouldn't be an option, I feel, for some of the folks out there. Like a Laser, who I think is the next person on deck to come to the house. I don't know that he would have fit into a tiny little 2-person apartment with Scarlet, Neeb, and No Regret, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely makes it a lot easier. And also it puts you automatically in connection with everyone else in Korea, which I think is actually like a big benefit too. Maybe not thought of when they first sign up for it, probably just thinking like, you know, good places to stay, but it also just means that you're going to have that sort of team environment and at least somewhat of a social network already set up in Korea. Because I think if you go someplace and there's like 2 other people that you don't really know and you're nowhere near because you have to get a hostel way up, you know, across town, you might be up for it, but then you also might regret it once you're there.
Well, a lot of people using those codes while we've been waiting. Thank you very much. Prize pool now bumped up to $278. I mean, we put $100 in and asked these guys to play some best of threes, and they're kind of like, screw it, why not? We got nothing else to do on a Sunday, right? But the fact that we brought this up to $300 almost is great. We were kind of discussing during the break, like, what should we make third place prize if we're going to do that? And my thoughts are, like, we'll wait till we see what we have at the end of the day. Because I don't want to be like, oh, yeah, we'll make third place prize $20, but then we raise like $5,000 and third place is kind of like super shaft. So we'll wait, but we'll definitely do a third place prize payout now because we're way above the money that we had expected to do for this, which is awesome.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Oh, man. First one's going to be Odyssey. Just waiting on me. It's probably explaining to Scarlet why Protoss isn't overpowered. Actually, I have no idea how much they're talking. I don't know what's set up in the house. Like they could just be included in rooms.
I was gonna say, I like that we like project these personalities on the players too. Like Neeb and Scarlet, we like make these jokes like what they're probably doing, but realistically, they're just sitting there quietly at their computer.
I know, right?
Very calmly saying a sentence to one another, like.
Yeah, like I was half expecting them to like make fun of me, I guess, for telling them both like the same exact information, you know, messaging. Because they'd be like, yeah, like we're like right next to each other, but I don't think they're talking to each other at all. Like, don't touch me. It's my bubble. I do know they share a computer space, though. I don't think anyone has a computer in their room. Once that's included.
I'm gonna have to. I haven't had the title T in a while. Please, God, don't crash the stream. All right, we'll put Neeb's name up on the overlay because he is rocking a barcode for today. You guys, I'll tell you what, you don't get this production anywhere else. ESL, BlizzCon, they do this shit off stream. Only on BaseTradeTV do you get the full title T experience. But okay, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the other preliminary match. This is, of course, a group-style show match, so 5 best-of-3s in total. We are 1 done, having seen Hurricane and Scarlet play out, and now we have jjakji and his opponent down here, the yellow Protoss, recently returning to Korea, Neeb.
Ooh, in the top left is the blue Terran. It is
Whoa.
jjakji.
This, I want to know if this is going to be like straight up old school Byun build, right? Like CC first into like 3 racks pretty quick. Because otherwise, I don't know. Neeb is an aggressive player. Neeb is the guy who's going to scout this, and he may have been thinking about literally anything else, but now he's going to be out for blood.
It's always just a, like, for me anyways, I don't know if it actually happens for other people, but I'm always seeing someone go for Nexus first, Command Center first, like whatever, something super greedy, and I want to punish it. But there are definitely complications to that. Like, if you're already so far into your build because your scout was a little bit later, or just, you know, that's the way the races play, then, well, you might just have to suck it up and let them have it, which never feels very good. So, I mean, maybe Neeb changes up his mind and there's like a little more aggressive, but he probably is okay just playing a macro game too, even against someone who went for a CC first, which can give very powerful pushes. But Neeb's like pretty good.
I've heard that from a couple of folks,
bit.
actually.
Yeah.
So it's questioning what type of build this would be, and it is still somewhat the 3 racks build instead of the 3rd barrack, so it goes for the faster gas to get a reactor. But jjakji loses an SCV to a probe in the mineral line of all places.
Pro. You thought repairing would do the trick. It doesn't. Not when it's so low, anyways. So that was kind of cool.
Actually,
but right, like it's
not
got
only
the gas there.
not only does he repair and lose money, he doesn't save it even. Like that's actually worse than losing just the SCV.
Yeah, it is. And this is like a super obnoxious probe. Like I'm
Yeah,
not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me.
right? He's almost, if he gets 2 SCV kills, I'm done. I can't even.
I mean, I don't know about that, but just the fact that he's annoying him so much is already pretty good. An SCV or something is actually down scouting, I suppose, for jjakji once even that 3rd base comes down, if it comes down. So far, Neeb is just going for an Oracle, so I expect that 3rd base to come down pretty quickly.
Well, actually, this is really interesting to me. Furthermore, that probe scouted so much that would have been in the range of a pylon to kill. I just assumed, I wasn't looking at the build tab at all. I just assumed it was going to be like a Mothership Core pylon follow-up to this or something. But I also forgot, Neeb is actually a guy who will almost, like, I want to say never go for a Mothership Core when given the opportunity.
Yeah, he plays a long time without it. I mean, it's notorious in PvZ for a lot of Protosses, but even in PvT. And once you scout that they're not getting a Reaper, there really is like a questionable need for the Mothership Core. And you're not going to try and be aggressive. So, yeah, just skips it. Not going for a super, super fast 3rd base, though. Actually adds on that Robo and 2 more gateways. He does have to be wary of not just what is eventually going to be a lot of units with Medivacs, but also any of those like tricky, you know, combat shield pushes even, although no one really does that anymore, but, you know, just like 16 Marines, something like that, coming forward when you do try and be greedy after scouting this.
Well, that's going to be the beauty of the Oracle. You know, it's not going to get a lot of damage done, but the odd revelation going to let him know exactly what jjakji's doing. And more importantly, the timing in which he pushes. Because for Neeb, like, he really doesn't have production right now. Even with these extra gateways finishing up, like 3 warpins at a time is nothing. He's going for the Robo, which I'm hoping, like, there's rare times you'll hear me say this. For him, I'm hoping it's Colossus. If you know it's a lot of Marines and not much else, I don't think that's actually a bad way to respond. But if he's doing like his old Neeb classic disruptors and disruptor drops, I actually think that might be the worst of all the options.
It feels a little bit too late to be going for disruptor drops. Usually that is timing out well with a Warp Prism and then disruptor, but
well,
I don't know.
Even if it is Colossus, that's not going to time out well. The push is already on the way. And Neeb, who, again, he didn't skip a Mothership Core entirely, but gets it so late, so it only has energy to overcharge once, maybe twice.
This is a little scary. Now, their stim's going to hurt. They don't have combat shields, don't have medivacs quite yet. But it could have been totally worth it if he did see an opportunity to blitz. Finds a couple of oracles, chases those away. Maybe not actually going to do anything about this. I mean, there's no 3rd base to cancel. There's no army in the middle of the map that he catches. Neeb is at least prepared. with what units he does have, and jjakji looks like he doesn't want to tangle with that.
Oh, by the way, big thank you to Levin Floofin. Threw some bucks to my Patreon, which I kind of forgot was a thing. Nice. Terminator's the only one who actually uses the, like, people contribute and support me through Patreon, which is great. Terminator's the only one who actually uses it and claims any of the rewards. Oh,
yeah. Boy. Okay, saves 1 at least. Does see an attempt to pick up, which ends up actually picking up, and that could just be instant reinforcements to the front, and an attempted blitz on even now the army with a Colossus. I mean, it's only 1 Colossus, so a spread could still do a lot of damage.
What's kind of funny for this, though, is I think part of jjakji's reluctance to push in was the assumption that Neeb would have more. Not in terms of like, oh, there's a Colossus coming out fast behind this, but he would have had more energy for overcharges. He would have had sentries and force fields. Like, Neeb, I think, was a little bit vulnerable early on, and he still might be if you're trying to split to defend. But he actually has units now. He actually has energy on the Mothership Core. Wow. He's going to die and never get to use it anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Not a single overcharge goes off. He was looking at the front and misses out on a huge opportunity to defend the main.
Yeah, I mean, his pylons were so spread out that it was going to be difficult anyways, but that was definitely a mistake. He was trying so intentionally to have this perfect defense and messes up kind of on both sides. These Marines end up so... Okay,
GG.
Hacked already then and there.
I'm surprised, to be honest. GG.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, maybe I just, you know, it's still Koreans on top maybe for a second.
Yeah, well...
It's got all wrong.
It doesn't start off well for our foreigners, but let's not forget, it's still far from over. By the way, big kind of thing, you get a Cradle Wolf for putting $5 to the prize pool, and then Les Jourdais for $6.99 to even it up nice and smooth, and then another $6 on top of that. So we're up to $303 now raised for this impromptu show match. That's pretty cool.
Very cool.
But we'll get to game number 2 here in a moment. Again, it's 5 best of 3s. It's short, it's sweet, it's perfect for timing. And, of course, I think Zombie wants to spend a little bit more time with Mombi Grub before she's gone from Korea.
Yeah. I mean, I got tomorrow, so it'll be good.
We're casting tomorrow. What are we doing tomorrow? Corsair Cup tomorrow.
That is at 3 in the morning for me the next day, though, so...
Nice!
Right? Yeah.
Actually, a little bit of, I guess, self-advertising for that. The Corsair Cup tomorrow is going to be awesome. I think I got to put up on the Team Liquid calendar because I've been really complacent about that. But, of course, it's on our event page here on Twitch. So above the channel, always check out the event page to see when we're doing stuff. But the Corsair Cup is also going to be doing group-style show matches for its quote-unquote off-season. So tomorrow, specifically, is going to consist of Nurchio, Keen, Optimus, and Snoot.
Cool. Optimus and Snoot rematch. Take number 5.
Right? That wasn't even on purpose. Like, that was, like, every time we do seating for groups, 99% of the time, it's just random seating when there's things like this and there's nothing to lead into. But, yo, Devon Wolf just bumped the shit out of the prize pool up to $400 with a $100 contribution to give these players a bit more cash. So, I tell you what.
I swear.
Third place is going to be happy that they're getting some prize money now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like it's going to become such a thing that players are going to be like, I don't really want to play. Do you guys have Matcherino? Yes. Okay, I'll play.
But see, for Matcherino, that's like their goal and their dream for that to be the case, right? But yo, jjakji has done this many times to many Protoss players. So in the top right, about to feel the brunt of a full-on proxy, factory starport included, it is the yellow Protoss Neeb. Doesn't
scouting, but not to that barracks. In the bottom left, as the blue Terran, it is jjakji.
This is what I find so intriguing about this build from jjakji, though, because again, we've actually seen him do this exact build in this exact spot on sequencer many times before, and I feel like this is a build that doesn't care if it gets scouted. You know, like, oh no, you saw that I got nothing at home. That's fine. I'm still building the Marine into the factory, into the tanks, into the Liberator.
I was like, wait a minute, it's not supposed to be a Marine.
Oh, actually, this does change it up, though. The fact that he's going for the Reaper. I'm wondering if that might actually be to go home after some minor harass, or if that's going to still come in and kill probes. Because when he did this last time, it was the double bunkers that paired up with the Marines, with the factory, with the starport, with the tanks, with the Liberators at the front, and the log at the bottom of the sea.
Well, that is the power, as you're talking about, behind this. Like, even if it is scouted, even if it's scouted very quickly, is that there's always the option of, well, the probe could leave, and you don't know if they proxy the factory as well. Well, the probe is not leaving, and it shouldn't. So he knows who proxies the factory. But then what is coming out of everything, too? Is it a Liberator? Is it a Banshee? Is it a tank? Is it a Cyclone? Is it a Marine? Is it a Reaper? Blah, blah, blah.
That's definitely...
lots of different options.
I think for most players, it's a lot of different options. But for jjakji specifically, like, it's got to be tank. It's just how he plays it. But he did put the factory in a weird spot, so maybe not.
I think no matter what he makes out of this, it's actually gonna be so brutal. Very difficult defense. Gets a zealot just to take up some shots.
Yeah.
Can't really do much more than that.
It is a cyclone too, so he definitely changes this up. Starport is gonna be placed up here instead. You know what? They call this the salt shaker build. Not just because of the way it makes your opponent feel, but you're just sprinkling it a little bit all over the place. Bam! Bam!
That's pretty good. I mean, this Reaper isn't doing much, but it is constantly scouting, seeing exactly what's available. When does the Immortal pop out? And the Immortal is probably one of the best options against this. I mean, Avoider might not be so bad either, mind you, but decides to go for the Robo.
I think this was a really cool build out of jjakji, not just because of the fact that, you know, he's a stone face killer who does this all the time.
Oh, man. I said the Reaper didn't do very much, but I guess that's what popped the overcharge. That's
right.
Unfortunate. Oh no! No, the pylon.
Even if the Immortal gets out, the Liberator is going to be what's killer.
That's a good point. I mean, now jjakji's being, well, I mean, they never got in range really of the pylon, so he's being conservative with the overcharge.
Oh, he's just gonna.
He can't be. He can't
lock
be.
on. The worst damage in the world is going to kill the mothership core.
I think this might just be game. As you said, the Liberator is going to be really the cherry on top.
Yeah, there's no overcharges anymore. And what's he going to do?
Gate.
Even if there was, you warp in like one soccer. It's going to take forever to clear up that Liberator. The Cyclone is running away. The Bear... Oh, he's going to start proxying Widow Mines on top of this! You're so gross, jjakji. I love you.
Oh, God.
Alright, the first Liberator is wrapping around. He didn't build a mothership core at all, so he's going to feel the burn.
I was actually kind of curious if he was just GG at that. Because what is he going to do? He has so much to get... Oh, yeah, there you go.
Ho! Ho!
Okay, then. Yeah, alrighty.
Well, that's a bit rough for Neeb. But, you know, here's the thing, right? I kind of feel... There's a lot to be said about BaseTradeTV, like, saving esports, right? But for folks like Neeb and others, like, if they were subbed to the channel... Like, this is not meant to be a total... shill here, but it is at the same time. If they were subbed to the channel like some of the other pros are, they get replay packs all the time. And then, like, if you knew you were gonna fight jjakji in any match, you just quickly like Control F jjakji's name on that list and find out like what does he do on these maps. Because I'm not kidding. Like, I think the last 3 times we've cast jjakji TVP on Sequencer, it's been the same spawn locations, the exact same proxies. Like. It's a shame because I feel like that game should have been the easiest one to metagame for Neeb before even setting foot into the map. Just because he knew what the map was and he knew what his opponent was. But he doesn't play jjakji enough, right? Like, granted, Neeb plays on all these other servers. He's known for playing on Europe. He's known for playing on North America and Korea. But it's not fighting jjakji frequently enough to probably know that, like, ingrained in his brain, he does this all the time.
Yeah. That's interesting. I can't actually. I mean, I feel like Artosis cursed this group or something. All the top 2, and now they're definitely like the bottom 2. It's fine. It's whatever.
Is an Artosis curse when you build a building that's really important and it blows up and you lose the game because of it?
Wait.
Like, for example, to pick any random building, like a pylon, for example. You're walking and talking. I'll give you a pass on this one. We're gonna go to commercial break while we get the losers match set up, guys. Sit tight. Scarlet versus Neeb when we get back.